Hello viewers, the number of women in the construction industry according to the study on women in the built environment indicates that women still lag behind in a field that has for the past several years been recording remarkable growth. Statistics from the Engineers Board of Kenya show that females account for only 10.6% of engineering graduates, that is 1,519 out of a total 14,320 graduates. The survey also shows that only 15.4% registered contractors in Kenya are women. In building works, there are 14 women contractors, and in roads, there are 1,514 out of 17,119 contractors registered by the National Construction Authority as of November last year. Only 2,645 are female. Now, in today's episode, we are pleased to have on board some of the most successful women in the built industry in Kenya and East Africa. To start us off, we have the second female president of the Architectural Association of Kenya since its establishment in 1967 to tell us about what the association is doing to support the women in the built environment and the future of architecture in Kenya post-COVID-19. We also have Senator Architect Sylvia Kasanga, and lastly, one of the most successful property agents and developer, Hamida Hassanali, with over 30 years experience in the real estate sector, on how she has penetrated the industry and how she has managed to make strides in it. Sit back, relax. We have an amazing show lined up for you. I'm your host, Peter Ngigi. Let's get into it. Now, Maguri Jindu is the president of the Architectural Association of Kenya, AAK, making her the second female president since the association established in 1967. Jindu is the director of Gitudo Architects and Planners and Little Einstein's East Africa. She has a master's from Town and Suburb Planning University of Miami and a bachelor's degree from Wentworth Institute of Technology. She also has been listed in Kenya's Business Daily Top 40 Under 40 Women 2014 and 2019. Let's go have a chat with her, find out a bit more. Come, let's go. And welcome to Property Focus, Maguri.
Thank you.
Tell us about yourself and what you do.
All right. Firstly, Peter, thanks for inviting me. I'm excited to be here. My name is Maguri Jindu. I'm an architect and urban planner. I have been practicing in Kenya for about 13 years, registered as an architect in 2008. And besides that, I also am the president of the Architectural Association of Kenya. Yes.
Excellent.
Yeah.
President of the AAK.
Yes.
Where does this drive come from?
I think the drive really comes from a very good foundation. One of the things I feel like my parents instilled, not just in me, but also my siblings, every one of us, is really an element of hard work, that there's basically no replacement for hard work. No matter how talented you may be, no matter what gifts you have been given, you must work hard. And really, I think the drive comes from that fundamental element of the importance of hard work.
But you're in an industry that's predominantly occupied by 85% men.
Yes.
How has the industry changed today, or how is it today?
Interestingly enough, when I sat my registration exam to become an architect in 2008, we were only 5 women out of 50 candidates. So literally the percentage was 10%. Right now, when we see the students who are sitting for the examinations, the graduate architects, graduate quantity surveyors who are sitting for the examinations, that balance is almost 50-50. So there's a lot of progress in terms of the industry, the built environment industry, and not just architecture, but also quantity surveying, engineering across the board. Now with AAK, we're even more progressive than that, because as an association, our membership is 85% male. I currently serve as the president, and it's an elected role. and I literally ran against a man. But our members were progressive enough to look at the two candidates, look at the issues aside of gender, and really pick a candidate that appealed to them. So as an association, we are very progressive.
You're looking at skill set and merit as opposed to gender.
Exactly.
Wonderful.
Yes, yes.
Now let's talk about something more pertinent.
Okay.
COVID-19.
Sure.
How is the profession dealing with this?
So the profession has been very hard hit. Obviously, in the beginning of the pandemic, the immediate thing in terms of the lockdown was we had to lock down construction sites. A lot of our clients, if you were not yet at the construction stage, really took a step back in terms of putting their money into development work. When you think about it, most of the time, where you put your extra money is in development work. When people were locked down, people lost their jobs, people went into percentages in terms of their salaries. People started holding back in terms of investing in the real estate sector. So initially, we were very hard hit. AAK actually undertook a study in terms of COVID-19 and the built environment and how it's impacted professionals. How it's impacted professionals across the board. And when we undertook that particular study, we noted a number of things, including just that pause that a lot of clients took in terms of undertaking projects. But the industry has also proved to be resilient. Additionally, our members have also proved to be very resilient. And as an association, we have also really tried to step up and address the issues of concern to our membership.
Some say the AAK is at its best right now. You know, there's a young lady who's watching somebody in school,
yes,
and they want to be like you.
Yeah.
What do you advise that girl?
I think generally, firstly, I have to say that, you know, when we sit in certain positions, people would think that we got there by ourselves. But there have been giants who came before me, both men and women, who have led this association and brought it to where it is today, simply out of just the fact of caring about the association and as a stakeholder, wanting to see us thrive and become the best that we possibly can be. So I did not do it alone, both from the personal perspective as well as professional perspective. I have literally stood on the shoulders and worked with people who have helped me to be able to achieve the things I've been able to achieve, including right now our AAK leadership, our governing council, fantastic group of leaders. Additionally, the secretariat team that we have at AAK, the people who do the day-to-day running, fantastic group of people. But I would say for any young professional who's out there and maybe faced with some indecisiveness, faced with wondering whether this is the path that they should be taking, or even whether they should go for something that seems a little bit unreachable for them. And I think sometimes when you have problems and issues and they're head on, they can seem fundamentally very big. But if you look into the future, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years from now, will this impediment be as big as it is to you right now? So my strategy has always been, and I would advise this to any young people, is it may seem that I do a lot and do it all well, but the ball that I'm holding at the time, I try to focus on that ball and make sure that I do it well. I will have to put it down and handle something else. So don't try and juggle everything. It's not realistic. It's impossible. But what you're handling at that specific moment, try and do it well. And as I started off this conversation, there's no replacement for hard work. And for any young person out there, definitely pay it forward. I strongly believe in mentorship. When you get somewhere, please mentor somebody else along the path. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Absolutely delighted to have had you on the show.
Thank you so much, Peter.
Wow. Only on Property Focus. Now we're going to take a short commercial break, and then we've got a senator, architect Sylvia Kasanga. Welcome back from the break, and thanks for keeping it Property Focus. And as we had promised you, we've got Senator Sylvia Kasanga, who's a practicing architect and arbitrator, holding an undergraduate degree in architecture from JKU Watt and a master's degree in business administration from USIU. Africa. Currently, she's a member of the Chartered Institute of Arbitrators, both in the UK and in Kenya. She's also been in the construction industry for 16 years and thus founded Cycom Solutions Company Limited, based in Nairobi. Now, Sylvia is a nominated member of the 12th Parliament of Kenya, and in capacity of a senator, she is truly a phenomenal woman in the real estate sector. Let's hear from her in just a bit. And welcome to Property Focus, Sylvia.
Thank you so much, and welcome to Cycom Solutions.
Tell us about yourself and what you do.
My name is Sylvia Kasanga. I am an architect, first, by profession. I'm an arbitrator. I arbitrate on construction-related matters. It's good for me to be clear on that one. Third, I'm a mother of girls. Yeah, so I speak about women and girls a lot. And third, of course, I'm a nominated senator in the 12th Parliament, nominated by the Wiper Democratic Movement. My party leader is Excellency Kalonzo Musyoka.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Now, speaking of which, you're a member of the Parliamentary Committee. What are some of the efforts, being a mother of girls only, that you're ensuring that women get tenders?
Now, in Parliament, we participate not necessarily just on the committee level, because on committee level, I serve in the Lands, Natural Resources Committee, as well as the Transport and Infrastructure Committees. That is by virtue of my background and, you know, being an architect. For us, the environment and land and transport, they fall under my career path. So it made sense that I am there, because then you can make some transformative, you know, in the environment that we work in. But for women and girls, we participate in many other ways. Every bill that has come to the House that touches on women and children, I must participate, I must plug in, I must debate, we must add on, you know, and things like that. Any programs that come to Parliament that require us as parliamentarians to go out and speak to girls, and those requests keep coming. And we are sent out by the Speaker to go and represent him or represent the House when it comes to women and children, that we must do. So we participate on all those levels. Policy making as well. We get a lot of invitations from different CSO groups, NGO groups, and government itself. When they're creating policies, they call us for participation. So even just recently, I participated heavily on, there's a caucus for SDGs called the Sustainable Development Goals Caucus for Parliamentarians, and we're receiving submissions on the child protection policy that the government has not yet implemented, and they're requesting us now to push government from a legislative point of view. So those are important things. So I have gone, I've plugged in. Yes. I've said the minute we come from recess, I'm raising a motion in the floor of the House to ask the government, why have you not started implementing the child protection rights? As you know, especially now during COVID time, how bad the children, the girls, have been affected during this time of lockdowns and other things. So there's a lot of things we do towards making sure we participate heavily when it comes to children, girls, and women as well. And let's not forget mental health. I am a sponsor of the Mental Health Amendment Bill. And as you know, mental health starts from when, you know, from childhood level. This is a lot of people don't know that childhood, you know, issues actually lead to adulthood mental health issues. So our advocacy work, as well as the bill that we sponsored, is looking to how to intervene at a very early stage. Our children, their education, their environment as well. So all these are things now plugging into, you know, the prosperity of our nation and how we want to enhance the rights of girls, women, and children.
Senator, in your opinion, what are some of the challenges that women face in the built environment?
First, being well, traditionally male-dominated field. So I can tell you, when I left school and I decided that I am going to run a business, I am entrepreneurial by nature. So I've always known I don't want to be in formal employment. I wanted to create employment, and I wanted to be my own boss in a way, because I have my ideas formed on, you know, how the environment around me should be like. Okay. So the minute I started my business after I got my license, I walked into a male-dominated field. This is back in 2002, 2003. Around that time, our economy was just beginning to pick again after, you know, Moi's era. If you remember, during Kibaki's time, is when we started seeing some economic prosperity at that time. Yes. It was very tough. It's not easy to walk into a site where you are the chair of a meeting that is all male. It's like a bull dance.
So it was those challenges, and also changing perceptions. You know, changing perceptions of people that they can accept. There's a lady seated there in front of you, and she's the vision bearer of this project, and she has to see that that vision is, you know, led through from beginning to the end until we hand over the keys. It's not easy. So that is the first challenge. So you have to convince people to give you work. You have to convince men to give you work, because still men are the ones who make decisions on what is built, what is not built for a long time. And then you have to work with colleagues who are men, engineers. And then over and above the engineers and your colleagues at the professional level, you have the contractors and their people on site. So, you know, you'd walk into a site and you have workers, you know, whistling at you, you know, and you're the lead consultant. So you can imagine those are the challenges we used to have. But you see, that is also evolving. It's also changing. It's not the same.
Yes.
In school, we were like one girl for 20 students in a class. In fact, only my class of 2001 had 4 girls in a class of 20. But that ratio we have seen has really, really, really changed and improved over time. But it was a challenge then, but not so much now. Yes.
Wonderful. Thank you, Sylvia.
Thank you too.
Glad to have had you on the show.
Thank you so
and
much.
There you've had it from the senator herself. Now, up next, we've got the billboards and the materials profile thereon after. High quality, affordable pricing on all our toilets and basins at Design Tile Centre, also known as DTC. Located in Westlands on Umpaka Road, visit our state-of-the-art showroom and get a feel of our products. Call us on 0702 350 550 or visit us on www.dtc-ke.com.
Thank you very much, Mr. Ngige, and thank you for having me over.
Tell us about yourself and what you do.
Well, I'm a director at Haas Consult. I'm 65 years old. I have 6 children and 7 grandchildren. I grew up in Mombasa, in very humble and religious background, where core values like honesty and fairness were instilled into us at a very young age. And I started off my career as a school teacher and then a fashion designer.
Really?
Yeah, and now I'm at Haas Consult with my husband. I joined the company, the family business at my late 30s and with 6 children, 6 young children.
What has your journey been like in the real estate sector?
My journey has been a roller coaster. It still is, but I thoroughly enjoy it, mainly because I have a passion for real estate. I love the challenges it offers. I love giving a good deal to my people. Yeah, it's been a challenge, but I love the ups and downs, and I like to navigate through those.
What would you say is the biggest challenge women face in the real estate sector today?
Traditionally, real estate is a male-dominated business, and women have to crack into it, but that is now changing. And of course, the balance between life and business, the challenges are always there. The life and work balance is always there, and juggling between work and family life and business has been a challenge for women all over the world, not just real estate. But we have embraced it, like we have made it into a lifestyle by bringing our family into the business. So we really enjoy this business because the whole family is in the office. They're out there doing projects, doing research. Holidays, we combine with our meetings, annual meetings. So it's been an interesting journey.
As a developer, what's the profession been like in the new normal?
Okay, let's talk about real estate investors. I think in these difficult times, it's the people who've invested in real estate, they are the ones who are benefiting now. Because housing is a need like food. So basically, if they have shelter over their heads, they don't just have to worry about putting food on the table. Likewise, property investors who've invested in properties, if they have lost their businesses, if their businesses have suffered due to COVID, then they're cushioned by the rents they get. So real estate is the way to go. On the other hand, property developers, those who are new in the market, for them it's tough cracking into a mature market. And those who are already there, like experienced property developers, they have to be more prudent in the sense that they have to do a proper market research, and they need to know where the finances are coming if their product doesn't sell. And they need to be absolutely sure of the product that they're putting out there. It should not be something that everybody's doing. Anything new, any new idea, new concept will sell.
Now, there's a young girl who's watching you right now. What would you advise that young lady who wants to become a developer?
Okay, for my young viewers out there, real estate is a very, very interesting business to go into. Like every day is a different day. You meet different kinds of people every day. You see different concepts out there, different ideas. It's a very interesting development, but it's not an overnight success. You got to be patient and you got to be persevering. And the core thing here is that your core values have to be adapted to. Like you got to be honest, transparent, fair in all your dealings, and success will follow you.
So you're a developer and you're in the real estate sector. You've got 5 girls and 1 son. Have you enrolled them into the business as well?
Yes, all of them. I was the luckiest because I didn't have to study real estate. I learned it all from my husband. But the kids were all sent to the UK to study, get degrees in real estate and business. And they all came back and they were all asked to come back and work in the family business. 2 of them have now migrated to Australia, and they're still into real estate there. And they've taken it to another level, I must say. Levels we had never dreamt of.
Give us your parting shot.
My parting shot is that when you start out on a business and you start doing well, with all the above things that I told you, all the values that we talked about, when God has bestowed upon you blessings, they are not all yours. They have to be shared by the community. You have got to help people who are less fortunate than yourselves. You can make a difference in anybody's life in any small way, big way or small way. Blessings will follow.
Thank you very much, Hamida, for coming onto the Property Focus Show.
Welcome. Thank you, Mr. Mgige, to have given me that opportunity.
Wonderful. This is always the point where I never want to leave. However, good things must come to an end, unfortunately. And this is where we wrap the show. We hope you've been inspired and will do something to change the statistics in the industry today. If you wish to get the latest updates and insights of the real estate market in Kenya, you can seek advice on our Property Focus social media pages, and we'll have experts discuss these topics in our upcoming episodes. Reach out to us on Property Focus on Facebook and Property_Focus_ on Instagram. Thanks to the team who made this possible, and I've been your host, Peter Ngigi.